I was waiting, log on, you hit me, and I'm like, oh, wolves. I was waiting for one of us to forget and hit the other.
Oops.
Oh, well, it's alright. So, how was your time at the con?
Pretty good.
Yes. I understand it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
I'm glad. I had a grass block in my inventory. Yes, I'm not even going to pretend we didn't level this out in, fucking creative mode, because why?
Well, you leveled it out in creative mode. I just kind of stood around and watched.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm very useful.
Yeah. We could probably turn this pillar of dirt this thing is on into an actual house if we wanted to, cover it in cobble.
Here's a
dig it
creeper
out.
walking along the far wall.
We're going to have to get up there and light it up, I think.
I thought I
it lit up.
did.
Yeah. Was there a creeper spawner in there we had saved or something?
Don't think so.
Alright. No, I'm having a cheer wine.
How you liking those?
Those things are delicious.
Enjoy them slowly.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. I have no self-control. No, but we've already gone through a case, and it just ended up, or the first case, and I ended up putting the other half of the second case in the fridge. And they're delicious, and everyone is kind of, glutting themselves, to be honest.
Well, the good thing about cheer wine is if you drink a lot of it in a short time, you get sick of it.
I cannot say that happens to me with things people tell me about that. It's very difficult for me to get sick of things.
I know, but cheer wine's different.
Well, I'm just surprised because it's the first artificial cherry-flavored anything I've ever tasted where I liked it.
Oh, well, it's cheer wine, it's special.
Yeah, because normally whenever I drink anything cherry-flavored, it's kind of tastes like a chemical plant.
I mean, Rob told you about the things we accomplished with the power of cheer wine, right?
Yes, cheer wine was apparently your totem the entire convention.
We used it as currency, yeah.
Yeah, you used it as currency. It brought you good luck. Brought you interviews with people, apparently.
It wasn't even an interview. It was just, casual, friendly conversation. That was probably what made it even cooler.
Yeah, because you got to talk to, someone who's pretty big in the Transformers community, just casually.
Yeah.
Here, have a cheer wine. Sit down. I'm going to have to remember that. If ever I need to get anything out of anyone, just find a way to get cheer wine. Like, hey, when's the last time?
Cheer wine is the Southern Mentos.
See, I don't like Mentos.
No, but I'm talking about the commercials.
Yeah, I know. You just can, have a cheer wine, smile, and do whatever the hell you want.
It seems to be true, doesn't it?
It does. That's the disturbing part. But, these things are... I guess they probably could be one of those things you get sick of if you're, near it all the time.
Yeah.
I could... well, the only thing we really drink around here is Pepsi, so I've gotten sick to fucking death of it. Because when that's, the only soda you have, all of a sudden everything, no matter what it is better.
Yeah.
And I can't think of any examples, but there are sodas I've liked where people are like, that tastes like battery acid, but it's not Pepsi. That's what's important to me at this point.
I've had the battery acid soda before.
Yeah, where you drink it, and then a few minutes later you're like, it feels like it's trying to eat its way through my stomach.
Or it just tastes like acid going down.
Yeah, there's that, too.
So, what are we doing?
I have no idea. Should we work on a house?
Because
like I said, we could kind of make it a multi-storied home.
Either that, or we can take a look around the area for exploitable resources.
That's a good point. Do we remember what direction we came from?
South and west, maybe?
Okay, so we should probably check to the north and east. I'm gonna dig a hole through a wall.
Well, there's an access point over here.
Oh, there is. Good, because I didn't remember anything.
Well, I rung it with torches.
Yeah, I'm just slightly blind.
So it would stand out.
No, it was funny when Rob came back. He, I was like, I feel really bad, but I always used to think that, or wonder how the hell it was that you wasted so much money whenever you went to a con. I used to just get so angry because how did he spend like $300 in 3 days?
It's not hard.
No. It was like, I apologize.
Mm.
It was kind of funny. I can tell Rob is still, recovering from the con sleep-wise.
Oh yeah, me too.
And, mentality-wise, because I was going through a bunch of stuff I was thinking of eBaying. And one of the things I pulled out was a talking action soldier G.I. Joe. Not an original, a repro, so not worth that. Not worth anything, it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
But they have always, the originals and the remakes have always had, just fucking delicate little talking mechanisms. If you pull it too hard, it breaks.
Uh-huh.
Rob was actually the first person to teach me that. He was like, because it works, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, so he pulls out and went, oh, attacking, action soldier. Pulls it or sailor. Pulls the tag as hard as he can. Breaks.
Oh.
And it was just I'm not upset because it's not a toy I was particularly enamored with and it's not worth anything.
Right.
But it was just one of those, but you're the one. Go sleep more.
Yeah.
It was just, of course, it being Robbie was horribly sorry and was like, I can fix it, or I'll replace it. And I was like, I can fix it. Just don't worry.
It was interesting too. All the people who were meeting him in person for the first time were like, he's so polite.
Uh-huh.
Just like unbelievably so.
Yeah, well, Rob.
Which,
also,
I mean, I've known that forever, but
yeah. But it's one of those things of you don't really know it or really know it until you actually meet the person, or at least they believe.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, there's lots of cows.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Now
he
there's
said
less cows.
Yeah, he just said it was such a fun time. I'm glad he got to go.
Yeah, me too.
And now comes the rush to pay everyone back.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm familiar with that too. That's how cons work.
Pretty much.
They're actually talking about moving. Actually, no, they're not talking about. They are moving one of the biggest conventions here, or in Maryland, Otakon, to Washington, D.C. in a couple years. Because they have larger convention centers.
Oh.
There's one small problem, though. It's going to be a lot of people running around with plastic swords, wearing armor, and realistic-looking guns in a state where people routinely get shot to death for carrying toy guns in a non-threatening manner.
Well, maybe then they can move back to Maryland because they won't need to have such a large venue because most of the people will have been killed.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm expecting. I'm fully expecting people to get arrested.
Do we need iron?
I don't think it'll hurt anything. I can grab it. Nah, I'm fully expecting this to just end up horribly. I mean, it's not going to happen until like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a friend who lives in D.C. who, was listening to a bunch of her friends talk about how excited they are that it'll finally be moving to Maryland. And she basically said, ha ha ha, bitches.
Huh.
You think it was bad in Maryland? You're going to be paying about 1,500% more per day for parking fees. Because, in a lot of parts of D.C., especially near the convention centers, $10 a day? Nope, try $150. And, it was just one of those, haha, I'm glad I stopped going to those cons. I sort of miss them, but what I don't miss is the cons themselves. I miss the weird groups of friends.
Well, yeah.
That would make cons the most fun.
Sure. Well, that and, getting to stand around for 30 or 40 minutes talking to people who helped make Transformers.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be really awesome. I think the best I ever got was I ended up meeting one of the people who animated, I can't remember what the hell it was called in Japan, but in the US it was called Samurai Pizza Cats.
Okay.
he was like one of the writers or lead animators or something.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, it was kind of neat. That was, a nostalgic show for a friend of mine. He was like, "We are going," and it ended with us sitting around and him bumming cigarettes off of them or my friends for like an hour because he was Japanese and you can chain smoke everywhere in Japan for the most part. So he was just, can I borrow another cigarette? Sure. Can I borrow another? Sure. I'm out. Oh, sorry about that. Well, I gotta go. Can't remember the guy's name at all. That was the only highlight of that con, too. That was like a con where we ended up not sleeping for 2 days of the con. First day, there was a day party in a voice actress's room. Can't remember her name. The woman who did the U.S. voice actor for Oscar Langley in Evangelion.
Tiffany Grant.
Yeah, my friend actually knows her, and she invites him to parties whenever he's near a con.
Huh.
So we got to go to, like, a party that she got invited to, and we all drank a little too much. I stopped drinking when I started to realize I was getting drunk because I didn't want to, feel like crap.
Right.
And they kept drinking, but they couldn't sleep because, we were running around meeting people, doing things. So they ended up sobering up directly into hangovers.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah, so they did that, and then we didn't get to sleep for the next day because we were helping out with a skit. And so, yeah, it was miserable, and we ended up having to stay super late to help pack up everyone's gear. And so we're driving home from, I think, DC, actually, in the middle of the night, miserable, angry, and, all right, I know you've probably heard Rob or I mention Dundalk before.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, weren't you talking about strip clubs there with peg legs and hooks?
Yeah. Like, they've got the cesarean, makeup on their C-section scars so that they can be highlighted. But, there's... All right, so we're driving back. Now, Essex is near Dundalk.
Okay.
But it is the part of Dundalk... Or it's the part that is where you get from poor white trash to slightly middle-class white trash.
Okay.
So, as opposed to, we're driving along and this guy drives up in, I think it's something like a fucking El Camino. And something that would have been a really nice car in the 80s. Huh.
I think you're giving an El Camino a little too much credit.
Okay, that would have been a decent car-ish in the 80s, maybe. But,
well, we'll just agree to disagree.
But he and his girlfriend are in the car. Now, we're all angry. And this guy has decided he's going to try and start shit with us because my friend is driving a gigantic truck.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that makes him somehow less than this guy in his trashmobile. So, he pretty much keeps us with us the whole time. They are looking out the window, laughing and pointing at my friend. And he's getting angrier and angrier as this goes on. And eventually they drive off, but it turns into one of those things of now we're all just pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns into like one of those telling a conversation, or telling a story one person at a time things. Where one person tells a part and then another person tells it, and so on and so forth. And, it goes in circles. So he's like, motherfucker, I will, I will drive your shit car off the road. And then my other friend sitting behind him goes, and then we will fucking pull you out of the damn wreckage. And beat you to death with a tire iron. And it continues for like 5 minutes like this with us doing it. But I don't know, I was exhausted, but I was alive, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And basically, we'll fucking kill you dead. And then, my one friend goes, and then we'll pull your fucking girlfriend out of the wreck. And grab her by the hair, and then we make her eat him. Now, apparently, this was enough to bring them out of what was going on. And they both turn to look at her. What? Then we make her eat him. Like, the fuck is wrong with you? And it took me a moment. I'm pausing like, wait, you're asking what the fuck is wrong with me? Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure you weren't going to say anything about forced cannibalism. I think we've been here.
I don't think so.
I saw lava. No, well, what were you going at? Well, fucker. I'm like, wait, so which is worse? Why am I the bad guy here? You know, I'm talking about, this. You're going an entirely different direction, which I don't think is very cool. Why am I the bad guy? And, my friends paused for a moment and went, you know what? You're fucking right. We make her eat him. It's just one of those things of we got back to my friend's house. And then he was like, all right, none of you guys want to drive anywhere, right? No. All right, just fucking find a floor and sleep. And the next day I woke up and he was sitting there staring at me. I'm like, what?
Well, that's not creepy much.
But he was just sitting there staring at me, and I was like, and he just looked at me and then we make her eat him, huh? I'm like, yeah. I was like, God damn it, James. But I had that story reappear in my brain out of the blue earlier. Just and then we make her eat him. But I'm like, why are you giving me flack? I can tell where you're going with this. I think my way is much, much better. But forced cannibalism.
Sure.
It's much more humane. No, that was just one of those that it was funny because he eventually realized, yeah, we're kind of being assholes. Oops. Oh, that's why I stopped. That also, I ended up not sleeping for most of the second day of that con because I all of a sudden had to deal with someone else's relationship drama.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is fun.
Well, did you try to solve that one with forced cannibalism too?
I would have. I really would have. There's an arrow sticking directly out of the top of your head.
I probably got shot.
I'm gonna guess, yeah.
Either that or it's an odd fashion statement.
Yeah. That was also the convention where someone attempted to mug me, and I beat them with the side of the hotel. Because one thing I always had going for me is I can really take a headshot pretty well. That's why they wanted me to do kickboxing, because...
Now that's a talent.
Yeah, I have a thick skull. It sounds horrible. But, I could take a headshot directly and it wouldn't faze me. So I'm walking around at night. I've just gotten away from the girl who I've been dealing with for hours trying to help with her breakup. And some guy comes out of nowhere and slams my head into the corner of the hotel, like dead on a concrete corner.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucking hurt, and it cut my head open. And I just, was like, all right, I'm pissed. So the guy is trying to grab for my wallet, which I don't have on me anyway. And I just grab him by the collar, and I sit there and smack his face into the side of the hotel as hard as I can for like 30 seconds. And he falls on the ground, and he's obviously unconscious for the time being.
Mm-hmm. I
go, all right, that's enough, and I wander off. Because I have come out on top in this situation. The fight is over. I'm done with this situation now. I then find my friends who are wandering around outside drunk. I tell them what happened, and then they go, we should go find that guy. Like, why? He's already bleeding worse than I am. There is no point to fight. Do you want to go kick the unconscious man? But
yeah.
But they decide that they have to go find... You wait here. Here, Steph will look after you, and they cram me in the hands of the girl who I'd just been dealing with her breakup for the past 6 hours. Like, motherfuckers! I'm done. Like, really? This is what... I just escaped her, and now you're literally putting me in her care. After I just beat someone else up. It was frustrating.
Kind of sounds it.
Yeah. Especially because I think that was the last con I got to go to at any point.
Uh,
So it was kind of a, well, this is all ending on a down note. It was also one of those things of later on, everyone went, you know, this girl likes you. I'm like, she does? Yes. Don't tell her I know. Just don't tell her I know. I don't want to have anything to do with this. You ever meet someone who could not possibly feel joy in their life no matter what happened to them?
well, no, I'm usually that person that other people meet.
Well, no. I mean, like, you're capable of laughing at other people's, pain, which is perfectly fine.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask you. If you won $5,000 in the lottery, what would your reaction be?
Probably what will I have for dinner?